When converting between two different length measurements in the English system, we use these known facts about the different lengths. 12 inches is equal to a foot, 3 feet is equal to a yard, 36 inches is equal to a yard, 5,280 feet is equal to a mile. So some of those are just easy and obvious, and others maybe just a reminder is what's needed. So an easy way to do this, and by this I mean converting between one English unit to another English unit lengthwise, is a thing called dimensional analysis. This provides an easy way to go from, like I said, one unit of measure to the other. So it deals with fractions, and while fractions may be scary, it's not too bad, especially when you have a calculator that can do the grunt work. The hardest part is just to set up the fractions, which if you see how I set it up, there's actually an easy way to do it. So let's look at the first example. 7 feet to a yard. So what we do is we start off with our starting point, 7 feet, here. And we just say it's over 1. That's just how you start it off. Now we want to get rid of feet, and we want to turn it into yards. So you look back up here, and you see that we have something with yards and feet. We have this right here, 3 feet to a yard. So we have that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this, and it's always multiply by another fraction. Now I got to get rid of the feet. So the only way to get rid of it is to have it up top and the bottom. So I'm going to have it down here. And since I'm using 3 feet to a yard, I'm going to have 1 yard up here and 3 feet down here. I just rewrite this as a ratio or just as a fraction. And I always put in the bottom what unit of measure I'm trying to get rid of. In this case, I'm trying to get rid of feet. So it have to be one on top and one on bottom. And I want to end at yards, which I have right here. So feet cancel, like so. And then I just do the arithmetic. 7 times 1, which is just 7 yards. 1 times 3, which is 3. And now I just do 7 over 3, which is going to give me a repeating decimal. So it's approximately 2.3 yards, or 2.3 repeating yards. And that's how you do it. We're going to do it again with 30 inches to feet. Again, we're going to start off with our basic unit measure, or our starting unit measure, excuse me, which is 30 inches. So 30 inches over 1. And we're going to end at feet. So again, I'm going to look up here and see where I got feet and inches if I can. Well, I got 12 inches to a foot. That's great. So I'm going to, again, have a fraction here I'm multiplying by, and I want to get rid of inches. So I'm going to put inches in the bottom. So I do that because that will get rid of the inches at period. So I'm going to have 1 foot to 12 inches. That way the inches cancel, leaving me with feet, and I'll end up with what I want. So 30 times 1 foot is 30 feet. And then 1 times 12 is 12. And then I just do the math here, 30 over 12, again, just throw in a calculator. That'll end up giving you 2.5 feet. So 30 inches to feet is 2.5 feet. Let's look at this one here, 10,000 feet to miles. All right, this one's going to be a little bit different, but again, we're going to start off normally. We start off with our 10,000 feet divided by 1. We just start off with that. Now I'm going to go to miles. So I'm looking for something with feet to miles, miles to feet. And I see it right here, 5,280 feet to 1 mile. So I need to get rid of feet and get it into miles. So I'm going to somehow get the feet in the denominator, which is what I'm going to do. So 5,280 feet. This way the feet cancel, and then the other part is 1 mile. That way feet cancel. And now I can just do the arithmetic. I'm going to multiply straight across. So 10,000 times 1 is 10,000 miles over 1 times 5,280. And from here, I just, again, do the math, put this into a calculator, and you're going to get a long decimal, so I'm going to round it to 2, which is 1.89 miles. So 10,000 feet is approximately 1.89 miles. Again, not too bad. Now this one's going to take a little bit more work. Everything's been simply one step. This one will not be, but it's okay because it's, again, very, very easy. We start off with 1 mile, so 1 mile over 1. And now I got to go from miles to inches. Well, if we look back up here, there's nothing that gets us from miles to inches in one step. So we're going to have to take an intermediate step. We're going to go from miles to feet, and then from feet to inches. And then we will get to where we want to end up. So first off, we're going to go from miles to feet. So 1 mile is 5,280 feet. So I want to get rid of miles. So I'm going to put the miles in the bottom. So 1 mile to get rid of it. And I'll have 5,280 feet up top. And clean that up. But now I have to turn feet into inches. So again, I know that I have 1 foot equals 12 inches. So I could just use that fact again. And I need to get rid of feet. So I'm going to have 1 foot in the bottom and 12 inches up top. And now miles cancel, feet cancel, and I'm left with just the 1 unit measurement of inches. Now I just do everything that I'm supposed to. So I'm going to do 1 times 5,280 times 12. That's going to give me 63,360 inches. And then 1 times 1 times 1. Well, actually, that's really easy. I'm done. So 1 mile is 63,360 inches. So these are the steps that you should be using when using dimensional analysis. Some of them are pretty straightforward. Some of them require a couple extra steps. You know, it's not too bad, but you just got to take your time with it. And you know, knowing these facts here is good. Have them off to the side while you're doing it. It never hurts. But this is how you should go through to do unit conversions in the English measurement system.